Next up, at UFC Vegas 105, we have the opening fight of the main card. We have the highly anticipated official UFC debut of Torrez Finney. He is taking on Robert Valentin. Robert Valentin, 10-4 in his career, 3-1-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that crucifix loss to Ryan Loder. He's taking on the undefeated 10-0 Torrez Finney, who is undefeated and is making his UFC debut after 3 Contender Series wins. Robert Valentin, we have some experience with him so far. He came through the Ultimate Fighter. He did just lose in that finale. He's a creative striker. He plots forward. He's got those low hands, lots of spinning techniques. He's powerful as hell. He is willing to engage. He's willing to exchange, but he's very hittable. He does not go to his takedowns often, but he does have offensive takedowns in his back pocket. He also has wild submissions. If you go back and look at one of his fights in the Ultimate Fighter, he had one of the coolest submissions you've ever seen on that show. The dude went from cracked, wobbled, headlock, which was then turned into a key lock that he did with his legs. The dude is creative as hell. He doesn't give a shit. He reminds me of like a hybrid, obviously not what he's achieved, so relax, literal Larry's. He's almost like a Yuri and a Drekus. Like, he doesn't give a shit. He's going to come forward. He's a little crazy. He's a little weird. Everything he does is unorthodox. It's sloppy, but he's dangerous as hell. And we saw a lot of those skills and a lot of the scrambling in that Ryan Loder fight before he lost. He's taking on Torrez Finney. Torrez Finney might be the most famous guy from the Contender Series. And I said this on my Quick Picks video. Not famous product of the Contender Series like a Sean O'Malley, and not famous person ever on the Contender Series like Bo Nickel. I'm talking about the most famous person that was built in the Contender Series. He's had 3 fights. There's a ton of people that give a shit about his UFC debut because of the 3 different fights on the Contender Series. They started to follow his career. It's almost like what a regional promotion does, is they build a star, and the Contender Series has kind of done that here with Torrez Finney. Torrez Finney's pretty good. He's a jacked, tiny little man. Tiny little guy, but he is jacked as shit. And even though he carries all of that muscle and has no neck whatsoever, he's got plenty of cardio. He'll move forward. He'll shoot takedowns. He'll get in your face. He's an old school wrestler that can make things happen. He will bomb away on the feet. He's athletic. He's got some power in his hands, but he does struggle with range because he is short as shit. He's what they call a manlet. I Googled the definition of manlet. Manlet is below average height and a very, it doesn't say jacked, it says very muscular. That is literally the description. This dude is not tall and jacked as shit. And the best part about him being jacked is, as I mentioned, he has cardio. For him to carry that muscle and to not fade as the fight goes on, be able to shoot takedowns and push forward is crazy. Torrez Finney is sort of defying logic when it comes to all of that. His issue is range, but I don't think it necessarily matters in most of his fights, or this one, because he comes forward, he bombs away, he shoots takedowns, he stays in your face, he's got the cardio, so he'll just keep shooting one after another, after another, after another. We saw Robert have some success. We saw Robert defend a few takedowns, create some scrambles against Ryan Loder. Ryan Loder ultimately got the win there. The reality is Ryan Loder's a more accomplished wrestler than Torrez Finney. Torrez Finney's probably faster, hits a little harder, has great cardio. I am going to pick Torrez Finney to win here. Robert Valentin's the exact type of guy to like make some shit wild quick. But I am going to pick Torrez. He doesn't even have a neck to choke. I got to go Torrez Finney here. I'm rooting for him. I'm excited for him. I hope he does well, and I hope we build ourselves a nice little superstar. And last thing, you're going to see, oh, but he's 5'8". I've already gotten this comment. He's 5'8". Man, whoever is doing the height and statistics for WWE wrestlers is also doing it for Torrez. He's not 5'8". He's not 5'8", just like The Rock's not 6'8". Torrez Finney, 5'6". Jakey boy, what do you think?
By the way, the early returns for that movie, I guess, are fucking terrible.
What movie? Oh, the Rock movie there?
Yeah, what's the
Machine?
Yeah, whatever it was.
Not Machine. Shit, what is it? It's not Machine. All I can think is Machine. It's not Machine.
Stop fucking saying Machine then, asshole, so we can think.
Yeah. It's Mark Kerr. Smashing Machine. I knew Machine was in it. Smashing Machine. Thank you. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like a pretty Easy breakdown. I mean, Finney should win, and I'm going to pick him to win. And if he doesn't win, I'm not going to be crazy surprised. If he does win, I'm not going to be crazy surprised. This is the same thing as the last debutante. I'm going to wait and see before I start betting him because, you know, the last guy he fought in Contender Series kind of didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And Robert Valentin knows what the fuck he's doing on the ground and could have some issues. But I'll go Finney here. He's explosive, and he's a tough dude.
Do me a favor. Define debutante. Because you've said it multiple times. Tell me what that word is.
Somebody
what it
making
means.
their debut.
No, it's a young woman, typically from a wealthy or aristocratic family, formally introduced to society. Okay?
Seems like Finney to me.
It should be a really fun fight. I'm rooting for the
What's
dude.
the word? A debutante.
Debuting fighter. Like there's not a past tense for debuted. He's a debutante. He's a debuter.
It's the noun for somebody making their debut as a debutante.
It's not a noun. You know what a noun is?
Yeah, it replaces the word as who
Person,
describing somebody.
place.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a word to describe the person making their debut as a debutante.
Well, what's the word, guys? What's the word? We just got the definition for debutante. What's the word we're actually looking for here? Debutee?
He literally just posted, making me right.
Debutant? No, this says...
They're literally debutante. Person making their first appearance in a career. You fucking retard.
Maybe it's debutant. Yeah, debutant. Debutant.
Debutante is literally what it says. I would like an apology.
If you're right, I apologize. We have to listen.
If you're right, it's clear as day in front of you. With the
Pull it up
phonetic
on your
spelling
phone.
and everything.
Pull it up on your phone and do where Google says it. Let's hear how Google says it.
All right, get this fucking apology ready, and it better be fucking good.
While we're waiting for that, Torrez Finney might be worth that $9,000 in DraftKings Fantasy because if he gets the grappling going and he's getting takedowns and he's doing the tossing and he finds finishes, which he has been doing.
Debutante.
Bitch, you stupid fuck.
You sure that's the right one, though?
Yes! Overview. A
so
person making a first appearance in career or fashionable society. Pronunciation.
Debutante.
Now fucking apologize, you fat fuck.
Okay, all right, relax. I apologize. Seems it has multiple definitions, including young women.
No, you added an E at the end, which is debutante or something.
I just typed in debutante, and that's
with an E at the end. It's a different word. You add letters and words change, Angelo. It's how English language fucking works.
You fucking. Somebody's worked up that I said 5'8" was short.